I'm back. This is my husband Mark for you people who don't know.
What's good, y'all?
Anyways, I was gonna do this video about a month ago, and I had just other stuff that I wanted to talk about, and stuff just got busy. So we finally have time to do this. A month ago, I asked social media, Facebook and Instagram, what questions they had for my family about my transplant, before, during, after. I got some in general questions, but mostly they were pertaining towards my husband. So we're going to ask the questions. I got a lot of the same questions. Some are different, but most of them are the same.
It's the lady that interviewed Lil one. Who was that lady?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. So let's talk about, let's just do these 3 easy questions first. So, one question was, how do you live day to day knowing one day the lungs could start rejection?
I got faith in God, so I just leave it all up to Him. I mean, it's His will.
But how do you live day to day? Like, what do you do on a daily basis?
That's what
say,
that's what I lean on. I trust in God. Because if I don't trust in Him, then I would be worried each day. But I'm not. I have faith that He'll have you. I have faith that He'll have you in a good situation day by day.
And what if one day it just happens to be a bad situation and I have, chronic rejection?
Don't worry about that when that time comes.
I worry about that every day. It's different for me because I live it, but
Yeah, but
for me on a day-to-day basis,
I think about it, but I don't.
Were you aware of how sick she was before you got married?
Yeah. I knew.
You knew I was sick, but you didn't know I was lung transplant sick.
I went to your appointments though. So
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know you were sick.
You knew I was sick, but you didn't think that I was gonna have a transplant anytime soon. That was
yeah, not a transplant, but I knew you ain't have lung capacity like other people, like normal people.
Okay.
So I knew from your appointments, sitting in and listening, I had to do my own research though to really get an understanding.
This kind of ties into the first question. Do you stress about her medical condition?
Before I did so more before, not so much now, because you can actually move around and stuff now. Like before you could see it, now I don't really see it. You get what I'm saying?
That's the thing. That's the thing I have to say that bothers me is that people don't look at me as like somebody who's sick anymore because I don't show that I'm sick. So basically I look like I'm declining and dying before, whereas I can just get a cold that turns into pneumonia and die. So I think a lot of people now take it as like, oh, she has new lungs, she's fine now. Like, and that's not how it is.
No, I mean, I worry about things as such, like what you eat and what type of, like, who you're around, because that can also put you in rejection or
stress?
You sick and get you sick.
Yeah.
So it's just different elements. Before, it was more so you can't get around, so you were limited what you could do, and that you could actually see that. But now it's more so protecting you from things that can put you back into the hospital.
Like
Depending on what you eat, getting sick as far as like you can't get the flu, so you gotta protect yourself around a big crowd of people. Like working in hospitals, like that's a new worry. Versus
stress is a very big thing that stress in itself lowers your immune system and suppresses your immune system. So if I'm in a big deal of stress, somehow I get like a sniffle or a cough or something like that. Like, stress can do a lot to you as well.
I'm not saying
I know.
stress can.
Stress is, to me, stress is more prevalent than getting the flu. Like, because that's just like every day it's always some
Yeah,
type
stress
of
is
stressful.
bad, but the flu can literally put you back into the hospital. Stress build up over time can cause damage, but it's not as fast acting as you getting the flu. That will put you in the hospital sooner. Stress.
So, what was going through your mind when they were updating you during the surgery? What's doctor, nurse updating you?
It was more so reassurance because, I mean, you just sitting there in the waiting room and you don't know what's going on. So when they actually called and updated you, it was usually good news. Some people don't get good news, but we were blessed to have good news each call. So the first call, they told us that they were about to start the surgery. The second call, they said they had her chest open and one lung out and one lung going in. And then the third call, they were finishing up. And then the fourth call, that's when the doctor came out and talked to the whole family.
Oh. And it was like an 8-hour surgery.
Yeah, 8 hours.
And they told you that?
And they told us beforehand that it would be between 7 and 10 hours, so it was right there. So they were pretty on point.
I think what the extra hour was taking out that lobe.
Yeah.
Reconstructing my lung.
To make them fit, yeah.
How is... I guess one lung is obviously bigger than the other. That's probably why. Because the third lobe was too big for my chest.
Well, it's 2 lobes and one lung has 2 lobes and the other lung has 3.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Did it seem like the procedure lasted longer than anticipated?
No, like I said, it felt right there. Like they gave us...
8 hours is a long time. That's a work day.
Yeah, that was a long time. It didn't feel like 8 hours, but...
Did you eat? Did people eat?
Yeah.
Good.
I think we only had 1 meal though. It was 1 big meal.
1 big meal? What did you guys have?
We got pizza, wings, and stuff like that.
And so who was there for the whole... Everybody who came in the beginning was there the whole 8 hours?
For the most part.
Because I remember your mom, my dad, my grandma, Travis, and Gabrielle.
Yeah, people just left to get food and then they came back.
And those people, the people I seen were there for the whole 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I still ask questions because, I want to know too. I wish I could hover over my body and see what was going on. Were you well educated on the procedure and what to expect pre and post-op?
Yeah, because I did my own research just to understand what was going on. I'll be a fool not to. I mean, it was a big surgery. Go in there not knowing
But my
what your
surgeon
surgery
was
was.
really good about explaining everything. But then, you can never be prepared for something. He, because it was everything happened so fast that when he came in, it was I've seen everybody within 2 days after I was considered to be on the transplant list. He, came in and told me stuff, but it's just it goes in one ear and out the other.
Wait, who?
Dr. Bush.
Oh.
He was the one that explained the surgical part, and I don't think I really cared about the surgical part. I think I just cared about what I had to do after my surgery, and the recovery and stuff like that, and the nurse coordinator discussed that with me, but I mean, he was very thorough about everything, and he kept everything completely transparent, but it's just when you get in that situation, everything that what you were educated on just goes out the window. nobody could have prepared me for the ICU. That was the worst part. And just like getting up, and I had to be like forced. Like they would be like, oh, did you walk? Like I had to walk 3 times a day, and I hated it. Hated it. Hated getting out of bed. Literally. Because I was just so tired. I just did not want to get out of bed, and it was just, that was just horrible. The ICU was just, I'll never forget that.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. I was pretty bad?
No, like just the whole situation.
The whole situation was horrible. Somebody got a little bit tired of me and ignored me.
What?
You ignored me whenever I would bang on the side of the bed, and it would be for things.
I keep getting mixed up, like the ICU and the step down. Like,
no, I was able to talk.
You said walk. You said walk, so I'm thinking when you.
I walked in the ICU.
Down. That's what. You did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Because remember they had to like get me all the tubes and stuff they had to get together. It was like a 20-minute thing to get me out of the bed.
But that happened so quick when you couldn't talk. That I feel like that happened quick for me versus when you went to step down. That was longer. That process seemed longer than that.
Well, that's because they said, oh, you're going to go home. And then, never mind, you're not sending you home.
Yeah, well.
The ICU was the longest drawn out process. I hated that. And only 2 people were allowed in the room with me. Anyway, okay, what was your overall feeling of watching me endure such a life-altering procedure?
What was my overall feeling?
Overall feeling of watching me endure such a life-altering procedure.
Well, I felt bad at first because, well, I felt bad throughout the whole thing, seeing you go through all that, because it looked painful. Like, it was a painful surgery. Yeah. But at the same time, I was relieved because I knew once you got through that you would have a better life.
It was painful. Okay,
I know it was.
It's still painful. That was a lot of pain, and nobody would listen to me when I would say I would be in a lot of pain. Nobody, oh, you gotta endure this and you'll be fine. I was in so much pain.
Yeah, but aren't you glad you went through that though, to where you are now?
I just think I never want to go through that ever.
Yeah, of course. But
Ever.
I'm just saying, like that whole thing, you went through the fire, and now you look at you now. Like you
I
can
feel like
walk and enjoy
I'm
things
still
that you
in
couldn't
pain.
enjoy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like nothing went right. It was just like I was gonna get my breathing tube out, then I wasn't, and then and then they had to do the awake bronchoscopies. I was just like, what did you think when you seen them, like in person?
Seen what, the bronchoscopy?
You seen it only once, right? I would have
every morning. It was every morning. Sometimes you'd be so drugged up you didn't know.
And then other times I was not. And I would like literally almost choke to death.
You didn't really like...
I remember.
It seemed like it didn't bother you because you were just sitting. You wouldn't move or nothing. You were just like...
I couldn't move.
No, I'm saying like you didn't even make facial expressions. So I just thought it didn't really bother you.
No. There were some times where I was like, did they do the bronchoscopy? And that's when I started to get smart, and I would wait for my medicine before they came in for my bronchoscopy. Or I would literally say, look, because they didn't want me completely sedated for it because they wanted me to cough.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, thanks to my surgeon, that's specifically what he does. Not everybody does that. He does that.
What, the bronchoscopy?
The awake ones.
He didn't do it.
No, what I'm saying, that's what he wants his patients who are fresh out to do.
Yeah, that's his thing.
That's his thing.
You know what he's doing now.
He do know what he does now. Hopefully, one day I can get him to get on my YouTube channel. We'll see. I have to finesse that. Okay, how does your hubby manage staying strong for you?
Well, you know, I put you on my back sometimes.
When?
It's like, nah.
You used to.
I just try to do what I can to try to make things easier for you. Yeah. She may not agree. She might not appreciate it now.
No. Okay, so what do you do to make things easier for me?
Well, here's the thing. She likes doing a lot of things on her own now because she can. Before she couldn't. So now she's more motivated and more ambitious to do things.
Before he was my slave, he thought, because I couldn't get up and do stuff. He got so annoyed with me. I would ask him, "Can you go to the top floor and get me this?" And would get mad at me over it.
I mean, it's to anybody. Like, it's not that I didn't want to do it for you. It's just like I don't feel like getting up, but I would get up and do it.
Is there any anything you want to tell people about, like, your least favorite thing about it, your favorite thing about it, anything that made you worry?
My favorite thing about it was you walking out of the hospital with your little cart, rolling thing.
And that dumb song.
My least favorite part was before you went into surgery. And before and right up to the point where
like
you were
that
about to
whole
go.
year leading up to it was just horrible.
Yeah.
It was okay, and then I got another. It was all right, and then I got that last lung collapse, and it was just like. Then I got pneumonia, and then I was on 6 liters of oxygen. I couldn't shower by myself.
Yeah.
I literally had to sit down in the tub.
Remember that one time?
And you had to wash. What? What are you talking about? It was a lot of times I couldn't make it upstairs. What, to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
That was when I first got home and I was on all them antibiotics. But that's what happens when you're married. You start to, see everything.
Yeah, it's okay though. No.
I can't wait until it's you one day.
Who says that?
You know what I mean. I can't wait until I have to take care of you one day and you can't make it up the stairs.
That's what I'm working on now. So we don't get to that point.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. Have a great night.
Holla back.